Hello and welcome to the online version of the Wednesday night program of the Spark Kids Ministry. This is actually the last week of April, which is normally our last Wednesday night when we have our Wednesday night program. Under normal circumstances, obviously things are a little bit different, but because of that, this is going to be our last week of going through the schedule each week that we have for the last couple months as we've been doing this social distancing thing. So this is the last regular week. Now, what's ahead? That's a great question because nobody really knows at this point. Camp and VBS programs and all that stuff, we're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. We will have something going on, but as of right now, it's just hard to say exactly what it is and exactly what it's going to look like. In the meantime, we're still planning on doing some kind of a video each week where we can keep up with a short little Bible lesson, and we'll probably have a Bible study sheet that kind of goes along with that, and those will come out once a week on Wednesdays. So we'll still have that going on, at least in the meantime, until things start to get back to normal a little bit, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen beyond that. Also, next week, those of you that typically go to the Spark on Wednesday nights, you might remember in the past that our last Wednesday night of the school year each year is our carnival night, where we get together and we have fun and we play these lots of silly carnival games. Obviously, things have changed a little bit. We're not able to do that now, but we still want to end the year with a game, and so that's why next Wednesday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, we are going to play a live Kahoot game where we can get everybody together. So I'm hoping to see everybody there, even though I won't actually see you in person. You can be a part of that and play the game. So all you elementary kids and your families are welcome to be a part of that, and that'll be a live event that'll be coming out. And so we need to be ready and logged on at 2 o'clock next Wednesday. That'll kind of kick off or finish off the school year this year. So hope to see you there. Look for details coming out on that as far as how to get there and the code that you need in order to sign in. All those details will be explained later. So be sure to check in on the YouTube channel or the Facebook page for details in the near future on how to be a part of that game next Wednesday. But for now, let's go ahead and get on with our program this week. And as always, we like to start things off with a game. This week we did things just a little bit differently. We actually played a game with our small group leaders, at least 5 of our small group leaders who were a part of a game that we played called Emoji Song Titles. And so here's how that went. Okay, so here we are on our very first question, working on our emoji song titles. First person to buzz in and then give me the correct answer is going to get a point. If you can also tell me the artist, you're going to get a bonus point. If you get that question wrong, it's going to go to whoever raised their hand next and then on down the line. So this is how we play emoji song titles. We got some oldies in there just for you, Dan, and then we've got some new songs in there as well. So we'll see how we do. Some of them are pretty easy, some of them are pretty tough. So here we go. Song number one. Song number one, we've got an eyeball and a tiger. Who was first? All right, Amber was first. Amber got it by just a narrow margin. So Amber, I'm gonna unmute you. What is the name of this song?
The Eye of the Tiger?
Eye of the Tiger is correct. That's 1 point for Amber. She takes an early lead. And who sings Eye of the Tiger? Amber, can you tell us that?
I have no clue.
No clue. All right. Well, the official answer to that is Eye of the Tiger by Survivor was the artist. Dan looks upset. I'm going to unmute him.
Couldn't answer that one?
No, can't answer. You got to get the song right first in order to
got
to get your hand out.
Right.
You got to be quick on raising your hand. All right. I know Dan was disappointed. He knew that one. And we're going on to song number 2. Okay, Jared and Lauren were the first one. Who's second if they don't get it correct?
Ice Ice Baby.
Ice Ice Baby is correct. I know Jared was a big fan of this artist back in the day. So who's the artist?
Stop, collaborate, and listen.
You could sing the whole song for us right now, couldn't you, Jared?
All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. That's Vanilla Ice.
Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice. That is correct. Jared's got 2 points. So Jared's jumping out to an early lead. We are ready for song number 3 of emoji song titles. Here we go. Maybe a little bit tougher. All right, it was Kara with Jared right behind. So Kara's gonna be first. What do you think, Kara?
I'm gonna go with Call Me Maybe.
Call Me Maybe is correct. Kara, you got a point. Now the question is, do you know, in order to tie for first place with Jared right now, do you know who sings Call Me Maybe?
I'm gonna go with Ariana Grande.
Excellent guess, but no, that is incorrect. The correct answer is Carly Rae.
Oh, I knew that.
Carly Rae. Yeah.
Shoot.
No, 4. This is 4.
Song number 4, here we go. Another little bit of a tough one. We've got a hand from Justin and Alyssa, then Amber, then Jared and Lauren. So we're going to Justin and Alyssa first. Alyssa, what do you think? What's this one?
Is it Baby? Baby, baby, baby.
Yeah, Baby, Baby, Baby. Oh, the name of the song is Baby, so she does get that one right. Alyssa's got a point. And do we know who sings that one?
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber is correct. Alyssa, have you been a Justin Bieber fan for quite some time?
You know, just recently.
Yeah, just recently, yeah. I mean, you were quick on raising your hand for that song. I just figured you were a big Justin Bieber fan.
Uh-huh, yeah.
All right, awesome. We're ready for song number 5. We might need a hint on this one. Connor thinks he knows it. We've got Stars in the Sky. That's outer space. Okay, oh, we've got Kara. Oh, she put her hand up and she put her hand back down. Not so sure about that, huh, Kara?
No, it suddenly hit my computer, and so then I accidentally
blame
touched
the
the
innocent
button.
child who can't defend herself. I see how it is. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jared thinks he's got the answer. Let's see what he says.
No, not me. You talked in the range.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know, but I'm guessing that the holy color is white, so is it like Old Holy Night?
Oh, you know what? That is a great guess, but no, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I'm gonna keep giving you hints. The first picture. Oh, there's Kara. It's to you. What do we have?
Is it Blank Space?
Blank Space is correct. Now, do you know who sings it?
I don't know. T Swift.
You are correct. She's trying to act all cool, like I don't know, Taylor Swift. That is correct, Taylor Swift. Song number 7. Who do we have here, or what do we have here? What song? Jared jumping right on it. Thinks he knows it. Old Town Road is correct. Someone from the Goodman family know who sings the song? That's correct. Old Town Road is the correct answer. 2 more points for the Goodman crew. Let's get a quick score update here. At this time, we've got Jared and Alyssa tied in the lead at 4. Kara in a close second place with 3 points. Amber in 4th place with 1. And Dan hoping to make a quick run here at the end. He's got to get both questions and both artists correct in order to tie for the lead on these last 2 questions. 2 questions to go. Let's go ahead and see what question number 8 is. Song number 8. All right, Dan did jump in first on that one. All right, so we're going to you, Dan.
No idea. And
I pushed it.
Bonnie was just reared to
I was
go.
so excited.
Happy birthday, America. I don't know.
It's a good guess. That is not the correct answer, though. Sorry, Dan. We're going to Justin and Alyssa, where the next one's up.
Is it Party in the USA?
It is Party in the USA. Alyssa takes the lead. She's got 5 points now. And who sings Party in the USA, Alyssa?
Miley Cyrus?
Miley Cyrus is correct. 6 points for Alyssa. All right. So now we're into the bonus round here. We've got the last 3 songs are Disney songs. So that was the last song of the regular round, but we've got Disney songs. So for these, you need to name the song and then the movie that it comes from. So since this is the last bonus round, 2 points for getting the song correct, 2 points for getting the correct movie that it comes from. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Bonnie's hand down. She's trying to jump in and get her hand raised first before I ask the question. I saw that, Bonnie. She's trying to be slick over there. All right, so here's the first question of the bonus round. Disney songs. Kind of a tough one, song number 10. Kara's up first. Let's go ahead and see what she says.
Would that be Colors of the Wind?
That is correct. Yes, 2 points for Kara. Go ahead and put those down. That actually puts her just 1 point behind Alyssa. So she's got 5. Alyssa's got 6. It's 2 points for getting the correct movie as well. So what's that movie, Kara?
That would be Pocahontas.
Colors of the Wind in Pocahontas. That is correct. 2 additional. What was Keaton's trying to smack a fly. Sorry about that. If you heard a sudden noise. All right. All right. 2 songs remaining. Next one in the bonus round. Song number 11. Disney movie. We've got Justin and Alyssa with their hand up. Alyssa, what do you think?
Kiss the Girl.
Kiss the Girl is correct. I didn't think anybody would get that one. What's the movie?
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. Oh my goodness. Alyssa gets 4 points. All right, so Alyssa with a commanding lead. We're gonna see if anybody can catch her on this last question. Oh, Justin and Alyssa first up again, then Jared and Lauren. All right, let's see. She's just rubbing it in at this point.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Do you want to build a snowman is correct. And what's the movie?
Frozen.
Frozen is correct. Ah, man, Justin and Alyssa just ran away with this game. You guys won the last game that we did with the leaders too, didn't you?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, like, what's the deal? Are you guys just geniuses, or are you spying on me when I'm making the game? What's going on?
We watch a lot of movies.
All right, well, that does it for our game here. Justin and Alyssa are our winners. Well, hey, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for playing, guys.
Hey, it's good to see everybody.
Yeah, great to see you guys. Hope you guys are all doing all right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.
So there you go. It's always great to see our small group leaders, and had a lot of fun playing that game. Once again, Justin and Alyssa coming away with a win. They're actually 2 for 2 in the games that we've included our small group leaders. But it is time for the next element of our online program, and this is when we check on Ian and see what she's up to. So let's see what Ian has for us today. Pull her up here on FaceTime. We'll see what's going on. Oh, hello, Ian. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm wearing my mask and staying safe.
I see that. Yeah. It's.
I really don't need to wear it at home.
Yeah, probably good at home. Yeah.
So I went to the doctor today and I was wearing my mask and I went in and they said, just take that off. And they gave me a different one.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. You got one from the hospital then.
Apparently it was not good enough, so I've got a new one. I've got 2 now.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Yeah. So what's up? What are you doing?
Oh, we're just here talking with the kids on the video for this week, and just checking in to see what you're up to and see what you had to share with us today.
Oh yeah, I've got some stuff. I was going to tell you first. Like I said, I went to my doctor and
That's right. Yeah.
he told me my foot. I can go half boot, half tennis shoe.
Oh, okay.
Half
Okay.
half the day I can wear a tennis shoe, and half the day I have to put the boot back on.
Okay. So finally going to be off the boot for half of a day at least, huh?
Half the day, 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks of half and half. Okay. All right. Well, that's good, right? It's a good thing.
Very good news. I'm excited about it. I'm glad to be getting off of the boot for part of the time anyway.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It'll be nice when it's done all together, won't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm done, maybe we'll be back to church and have fun.
Right. Yeah. That'd be. I sure hope so.
Yeah. So I thought this is our last one, isn't it?
That's right. Yep. It's our last online Wednesday program for for this school year. So
I miss everybody, but I thought for the last one I kind of would do maybe an object lesson story. I've got a story to tell you.
okay.
And it starts up with a piece of paper, and it tells the whole story with just one piece of paper. So
Okay.
it's kind of cool. So once upon a time, and I have to put it down for this first one. There was a rich man, and the rich man could buy anything he wanted. Let me get my first quote. And so he decided he would spend his money on a sailboat. So he sailed around the world, came back, thought that was okay, but gosh, that didn't satisfy me. So then he said, well, you know what? I bet if I bought a house, I bet if I had a big mansion that had servants and a swimming pool, people could wait on me, and I'd have a big mansion, that would make me happy. That would keep me satisfied. And for a while, it did. But then, again, discontented, he decided, well, maybe what I really want is a jet airplane, and I could go anywhere I wanted, and I could have a pilot take me wherever I wanted to go in the whole world. And I would have so much fun, and that would keep me entertained and satisfied. And so he got a jet airplane, and it took him around, and you know what, after a while, that did satisfy him. So one day he was talking to one of his friends, and he said, you know, I had all the things. I had a boat, I have a beautiful home, I have a jet airplane, I have a pool, everything I could possibly want, and none of it satisfied me. And the man, the Christian that he was talking to, and he said, you know why? I'm going to put all my papers down here so you can see. He said, the reason why that doesn't satisfy you is because you kept your focus on the wrong things. You put your focus on the things of this world, when what you really need to focus on is Christ and what he can give you. And all of these things that you have, all of these things just end up being the wrong things to keep your eyes on. Because when you keep your eyes and take your eyes off of Jesus and take your focus off the cross and all that he's done for us, there's only one thing that all those other things can lead us to. And I'll finish up my little story here in about 2 seconds. You take your eyes off Christ, and all of it leads one direction. And I don't know if you can see it, or is that backwards?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, you can see when we take our focus off of Christ and the cross, everything just takes us to hell. And I know we don't buy boats and big houses and swimming pools and airplanes, but maybe some of the things we think will make us happy and satisfied and contented are like being popular or having the right kind of clothes or those special pair of shoes that the kids will like. And I think we have to remember the only thing that's going to satisfy that contentment in our heart is Jesus, because he gave everything for us.
Yeah.
So that's my story for this week.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's great, and such a great reminder for us too that it's all about Jesus, you know. And I think we just said that last week for our online program that it's just kind of a reminder with Easter this month and everything else that it's just a reminder that even though we do all this other stuff, it's just kind of for fun. Some of it's kind of silly. It's just a reminder that really it's all about Jesus, and that's the only thing that really matters. That really counts and feels that satisfied feeling within you. Yeah. Okay, bye everybody. Bye, Ann. Thank you. Bye, Adam. Well, there you have it. There's Ian for this week. Great little object lesson she had for us there. And let's go ahead and get into our Bible story this week. As we get into our Bible story today, just a reminder that all month long here at the Spark, we've been talking about humility. That's our virtue for this month. We define that as putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve. Just a reminder that it's not all about us. Sometimes we want to make it all about us. But it's so important to learn to put others first and to put God first. And it's such a great thing to be reminded of that. And our memory verse for this month is Philippians 2:3. Which says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, rather in humility value others above yourselves. And there's some big words there, but that just is saying to put others first, not always to be thinking about ourselves. And this month we celebrated Easter, the fact that Jesus died and rose again to be our Savior. And when he did that, Jesus showed us the ultimate example of humility. He put others first in a very big way. And on top of that, he proved that he really is God's son by coming back to life. And just after Jesus came back to life, 2 of his followers were walking to a village, and this would have been a long trip for them, about 7 miles that they would have been walking. And these 2 men were walking and talking along, as you can imagine, and they were trying to make sense of everything that had just happened, how Jesus had gone from being followed around by crowds of people that were cheering for him and celebrating in the streets of Jerusalem to being arrested, beaten, and killed. And it was all so hard to believe, and now people were saying that he was alive. And they were wondering if this could be true, and they were just trying to make sense of all of it. And the men were attempting to understand it and just having a conversation about it as they walked along, and along the road, then suddenly Jesus himself came up and walked alongside them. But the thing is, God kept them from recognizing Jesus right away. They didn't realize it was Jesus at the time. And so this stranger comes along and asks them what they were talking about. And so it kind of stopped the men in their tracks. And one of them asked in Luke 24:18, he said this. He said, "Are you the only visitor to Jerusalem and do not know the things that have happened here in these days?" These guys just couldn't believe that he wouldn't know what was going on. It was all anybody was talking about. Everybody was talking about Jesus. Everybody was talking about how he had come back to life. And so it was all anybody was talking about. It's kind of like if right now, if somebody was surprised to learn that you haven't been going to school, or like, oh, what's going on? And, if somebody didn't know about that, you'd be surprised that where have you been that you don't know what's happening right now? And that's kind of how they felt. But Jesus continued to pretend that he didn't know what they were talking about, and so they went on to tell him everything that had happened. And they started to tell Jesus about Jesus. They were telling him all about it, and they explained it. So we can read about that in Luke 24:19 through 24. Jesus said, "What things?" He pretended he didn't know what they were talking about. And they said, "About Jesus of Nazareth. He was a prophet, powerful in word and deed before God and all the people. The chief priests and our rulers handed him over to be sentenced to death, and they crucified him. But we had hoped that he was the one who was going to redeem Israel. And what is more, it is the 3rd day since all this took place. In addition, some of our women amazed us. They went to the tomb early this morning, but didn't find his body. They came and told us that they had seen a vision of angels who said he was alive. Then some of our companions went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said, but him they did not see." And these 2 men didn't know what to think. An empty tomb? And what did that mean? What would happen now? And so they were telling Jesus about this. Again, they didn't know it was Jesus that they were talking to. But then Jesus reminded them of something important. That everything that had happened to him was actually a part of God's big story. Everything that happens in the Bible was all a part of God's plan. These were things that the prophets had said would happen years and years before they happened. And they predicted all these events about the Messiah long before they occurred. And so Jesus went on to remind them of the scriptures that they must have heard ever since they were children. Words written thousands of years before that told how Jesus would be born, suffer, and die. And the men listened intently as they continued to walk along the path with this man who they didn't realize was Jesus. And then they arrived to where they were going, and the men asked Jesus to stay for a meal, and he agreed. And they sat down to eat, and Jesus took bread and thanked God for it, and he broke it and started to give it to them. Then all of a sudden, God opened their eyes, so to speak. He made it so that they were able to recognize him, and all of a sudden, they realized who it was that they had been talking to. It was Jesus that they had been talking to all along. And then suddenly, Jesus disappeared from their sight, just like that. And the men realized that there had been something special about this man all along. So the 2 men, they raced back to Jerusalem, and they found their friends, and they told Jesus' followers that they had actually seen Jesus, and that it was true. This wasn't just some rumor that got spread around. It was true. Jesus was alive. They were all amazed to discover how much bigger God's story was than anyone had imagined. Even though they were followers of Jesus, they never really did quite get it. They never did quite understand as long as Jesus was there. And now they were finally starting to see that this picture was, that God's plan was so much bigger than they had thought. And so our bottom line for today is this, that there's always more to discover about God's plan. And it's a great thing to remember. No matter how old you get, no matter how much you study the Bible, there's always more to learn about God and his plan for us. And it's good to know that we can trust God. In fact, trusting God is really what humility is all about. Because sometimes humility means admitting that you don't know everything. And that sometimes things are out of your control and that you just have to trust the one who has the plan. And we've kind of had to do that a lot lately. There's been a lot of things that have been out of our control and our plans have gone a little differently than we had imagined here at the Spark and really all around the world. Things have gone differently than we had planned. And so we've got to trust God and just leave it in his hands. And that's what humility is understanding that it's not about us. It's about God's plan. You know, God's plan for humans was always good. People messed it up when sin entered into the world, but God had a plan for that too. He sent Jesus to be our Savior. And Jesus paid the price for our sin when he died on the cross, and then he came back to life and proved once and for all that he really is God's Son. When we put our trust in Jesus as our Savior, we get to be a part of God's big story. We can have a relationship with him and know that he's always with us, and we can grow in that relationship every day. And Jesus helped the men in the story connect the dots about his plan, and he helped them understand everything that had happened and that it was all a part of God's story. And God can help us understand things about him too. You know, you're never done learning, especially when it comes to God and his big story. We need to be willing to learn about lots of things. You know, in school and our activities and just about life in general, there's always more to learn. And it's important that we always continue to learn. But most important thing that we need to keep learning about is God and his plan. And that's it for our Bible story this week. And now let's get into some announcements as we wrap up the 2019-2020 school year. So really just a couple of things to mention here before I end this video. First of all is Sunday mornings, as long as all the social distancing stuff is going on, we're going to continue having our services here at church on Sunday mornings, broadcast live on YouTube. And so you can go to the First Christian Church of Francisville YouTube channel and check that out. We will be live at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Certainly invite you to come and be a part of that with us. And then just the other thing to mention is kind of the big question is what's happening this summer, just in general, but as far as here at the Spark, what's going on, there's still a lot of things to be seen. We want to have a VBS program, but we're just trying to figure out, how that's going to look exactly. If that's going to be a virtual thing, kind of like what we've been doing here the last several weeks, where there's a lot of videos and a lot of online stuff, or if we're going to be able to do something in person. And so we just kind of have to wait and see what that's going to be like. Camp is another big thing. At the Ark Christian Ministries, the camp that we support and that a lot of us attend each year, they're still hoping that we can have some form of camp that looks somewhat normal, or if they're going to have to modify it and change it, there'll be something going on, but we're just not quite sure what that is. And so all that to say, there's a lot coming up, and we just don't know exactly what it's going to look like. What we do know is that there's still going to be stuff going on. There's still going to be stuff here at the Spark. There's still stuff that's going to be that you can get involved in. And so I just want you to make sure you're checking back. Make sure you're staying in touch. And in the meantime, until some of that stuff starts happening, the VBS programs and camp and all that stuff, we're going to continue having a weekly video here at the Spark. It might not have all of the elements that we've been doing here the last several weeks, like the online programs and the family challenges and that kind of stuff. Some of that stuff we're going to put on hold for now. But we are going to continue to have a short Bible story each week and something just to kind of stay in touch and to keep you informed on what to expect. As we learn more about the situation, we can let you know the plan for what's going on here this summer at the Spark. So stay tuned, stay in touch. And that's it for now. And we'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Love you all. Praying for you.